Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is Blade, and today we're going to be showing you guys an all-American class. For you people that live in the land of the free, this is going to be a really cool video. So let's take a look. You're going to be running the M4. You're going to want to put monolithic suppressor on it because monolithic suppressor is amazing. You're going to get sound suppression and damage range, both of which are super important. Sound suppression keeps you off the map. Damage range gives you a few feet where you keep your maximum damage. Then you're going to be running stock M16 Grenadier because it's the most American assault rifle I can think of is the M16. So, besides the M4, and if you could combine the two weapons, I mean, you're going to get an ultra-American assault rifle. So, I normally run the Corvus Custom Marksman because I like it has slightly less aim down sight speed and movement speed negatives, but this one is just a little bit more American, so we're going to be running it instead. We're going to be running the Cronin C480 Pro optic. I normally run the VLK 3 times, but the VLK 3 times is a Russian optic, and I'm wanting to run an American optic, and I'm pretty sure the Cronin is an American optic. So we're running that instead. It's a very good optic. It has a little bit more zoom. The reason I usually use the VLK is just because I like having slightly less zoom. But for all you guys that are ultra long range, the Cronin would probably be better for you anyway. I run 60 round mags because what sounds more US than having a butt ton of bullets? So 60 round mag, and also I just like having that much ammo. It's just something I like having. And you're going to be running Commando foregrip because Commando foregrip is my favorite recoil control attachment. It keeps that side to side down, and on my low recoil assault rifles, most of the time the upwards recoil is really easy to control. Plus, Commando foregrip just sounds bad to the bone, which once again makes me think US. The M4 is a military issue assault rifle, and it is extremely popular. It's a very, very good assault rifle. It, however, does not take kindly to dirty environments. It's a very precise assault rifle, is one of the things that makes it special. It's very widely used, and it's a great gun, even in real life. In this game, it's also a very, very good gun. I would say only a couple assault rifles outclass it. Just a couple. And it's one of the most versatile assault rifles in the game. So give this a shot. This is a very, very good loadout. Even if I was running this as I would normally run it, it would be barely different at all. Probably the only thing I would change would be the optic and a slightly different barrel. Anyway, to run with it, you're gonna run... First, you're actually going to be running the 1911 on your first loadout. You're going to be running the 1911, and I run this version right here just because I like the skin on it. I just think it's a cool looking skin. You don't have to use this loadout. Like I said, it's the 1911. It's a pistol, and I tend to think that pistols aren't particularly, like, it's not a big deal what you put on a pistol because it's a secondary. It's just there to back you up if your main gun runs out of ammo. Plus, you're not going to be carrying this for very long. You're going to be switching it out for a different weapon. This is another military issue weapon. It is a very, very popular sidearm. It has actually been made since 1911, which is why it's called the 1911. It's a very reliable gun. It has pretty dang good accuracy for a pistol, and there's a reason it's been around since 1911. It's just a very good weapon in real life. And in the game, it's not too shabby as a pistol. There are better ones. Honestly, if I was going to use a pistol, normally I would probably use the Renetti, the 50GS, or the I think it's the M19 is the pistol, and then the M61 is the LMG. I get those two mixed up. But the M16, I think, is the pistol, and it's my personal favorite pistol. But this one is probably my second favorite besides the 50GS. I love the 50GS. Anyway, it doesn't really matter what you put on this. Like I said, it's a sidearm, but this weapon has been around for a long time. It's military issue, and it is a very American gun, which is why I'm running it in this loadout. But then, once you grab your second loadout, I'm going to put it on an overkill, just to show you guys this this loadout. You're going to be running the R90 shotgun. Now, some of you may not know it, but the R90 shotgun is an American gun. And on top of that, it's just a really neat gun because it is literally a double barrel pump shotgun. Now think about that. It's a double barrel pump shotgun. What sounds cooler than that? And it's made in the US, and it sounds extremely American because here in you know, the home of the brave, people tend to take things to the extreme, especially when it comes to weapons and things like that. So it kind of does make sense that we have a double barrel pump action shotgun. And for the loadout for it, I recommend the choke and the 4-stack sentry. Those are both going to give you hip fire accuracy and damage range, both of which are super important on this weapon. And you're going to want the 5mm laser. That's going to give you sprint to fire speed and hip fire accuracy. Once again, really important. Hip fire accuracy is what you want on this weapon all the way. If you can get as much hip fire accuracy as possible, you're going to get a good loadout on this weapon. And the sprint to fire speed is going to give you the ability to rush a little better, because you're going to be rushing in a lot with this weapon. You're going to want the M4A1 grip, because it gives you a little bit of recoil control, and it also gives you aim down sight speed. You're not going to usually be aiming down the sight, so the aim down sight speed doesn't really matter. But the recoil control is nice, because it gives you the ability to land both of your shots with this weapon, because you shoot twice and then you pump. So you get 2 shots, then you pump each time. And those 2 shots, if you have high recoil on it, may not hit exactly where you want. So I recommend running the M4A1 grip just to lower that recoil a little bit. And then you're going to want to run the Dragon's Breath rounds. A lot of people hate on the Dragon's Breath rounds, but they just, I mean, why should you not use the best possible loadout on the weapon? And to me, I think that the Dragon's Breath is the best possible loadout on this weapon, because the Dragon's Breath just gives it so much more punch. And with that choke and that 4-stack sentry, you're not really going to lose that much range. It's just a fantastic attachment for the weapon. You're going to get so much more damage out of it, is the thing. Like, normally, you're going to take probably 3 shots to down somebody. With the Dragon's Breath, I've never, ever had to land more than 2, as long as they were solidly on the body. This loadout is a little bit malleable. You could change the 4 grip to something else, and if you really don't want to, you could not run the Dragon's Breath rounds. But this is a very American gun, and it's a very cool gun. I actually think this is one of the coolest guns in the world, and I really would like to buy one day. So that's the loadout for that. For perks, you're gonna want to run EOD. All the other perks in this are pretty much useless unless you're running night mode. In night mode, you're probably going to want to run cold-blooded, because people are going to be able to spot you really easy in night mode if they're running thermal. Overkill is an option. However, I usually run Ghost. Ghost is my absolute favorite perk. So if you want to use the full loadout here, you have to run Ghost, because you need to run the M4 and the 1911. Then you need to pick up your R9. If you don't want to run the full loadout, you can run Overkill and just grab that R9. You could run Restock, but I'm not a big fan of running Restock unless I have a melee class, in which case I think Restock is pretty much necessary. For your third, I would run either Amped or Shrapnel. It doesn't really matter which. I like being able to switch between my weapons fast. However, on that first loadout, you definitely, if you're running 2 separate ones, you definitely need to run Shrapnel first and then Amped, because you're going to be switching to your pistol. So pistols have super fast swap speed already. In fact, it does not affect swapping to pistols. So don't run Amped on the first one, run Shrapnel on the first one, then grab Amped on the second one. That way you can switch back and forth between that shotgun and that M4 really quick, because you're going to need to switch really fast to a shotgun usually, because you're usually going to be using a shotgun to finish off people that you've cracked when you're rushing in. That is the loadout for this. Thank you guys for watching so much. For any of you people who live here in the US, drop a comment, tell me what state you're in, and just tell me some stuff about guns that you like, and in the game or out of the game, it doesn't matter. For all you people out of the US, if you want to tell me some guns from where you are, or tell me the guns you like in the game, just give me a holler. It doesn't really, I love hearing comments from you guys. I absolutely love hearing feedback from you guys. If you have any other American guns in the game that you know about, like if you know any military issue weapons, anything like that, tell me about them. I'm not really super familiar with military issue weapons, but I knew that the M4 and the 1911 were both American, and I looked up whether or not the R9 shotgun was, because I just thought about it, and I was thinking, okay, it's a double barrel pump action shotgun, it's got to be American, and it was. Just drop a comment if you got anything to say, any ideas for future loadouts, anything at all. If you want to see me run something, holler at me and I'll run it, and I'll take a video of it and we'll see how I do. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment. Please hit that bell notification if you want to see my videos when they come out. Otherwise, you're just going to have to look for them instead of getting a notification. And please subscribe, because I'm a new channel and I really need the subscribers to get my views up. That way I can start, getting out there. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to load up and frag out. And remember, all for the land of the free.